Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing all right. This was actually I'm recording there for the third session here, and good. Thanks, Monica. The I struggled with this PowerPoint there this week there, just to how do you do anatomy physiology and do it justice, but not go too deep. And the vision there that I wanted was just I wanted a well-rounded vision of anatomy and physiology, but I wanted to go a little deeper because you guys are good. I'm very impressed with you guys and your knowledge, awareness, and the questions there that you guys asked. You guys have been quiet there today because I think it's been a bit of a beast. But yeah, I wanted you guys there to get a little understanding, a little bit better understanding of than just a general anatomy physiology, and so that's why I went into a little bit of detail there in the heart and these kinds of things, and hopefully not too technical. And if there's any issues there, you guys will let me know there during the week, and I appreciate your feedback and I appreciate your comments and I try and incorporate everything there that you guys say. So we're doing our best. And now we're on the home stretch. Let's get this done, shall we? Now, I am recording. So, there we go. Perfect. So now we're on the home stretch here. We've got digestion, urinary, and I think one or two slides of nervous. So that's where we're at. Digestion and nutrition, we're just going to kind of focus really on digestion there, but digestion refers to there's mechanical and chemical breakdown of food, right? Mastication, chewing, all right? That's a mechanical way of breaking down food, right? And the chemical, okay, actually starts in our mouth. There's the salivary glands, okay, in the mouth here. They produce enzyme there called amylase, okay? And amylase is the first part of the chemical digestion, the breaking down of food. And what it does is amylase breaks starches into simple sugars. And like bread, rice, all these things that are starch, if you want to do a little experiment there with the kids, chew a piece of white bread for 5 minutes. Don't swallow it. It'll turn into this soupy, gelatinous mix. But then after a couple of minutes here, the amylase that your body's producing is starting to break those starch molecules into sugar molecules, and that piece of bread will actually begin to taste sweet. Okay, so you got mechanical digestion, like chewing, mastication. You have chemical digestion, which is the amylase there in your mouth produced by the salivary glands. You've got your stomach producing hydrochloric acid. Okay. Also involved in the digestion process is excretion. The digestive system consists of what we call the alimentary canal. That is what we say from rooter to tutor. Okay? Right from the mouth all the way there, you have your esophagus. Okay, your tummy. There's your liver there, your pancreas there, your gallbladder. They're accessory organs. We won't really touch those there too much there today. Maybe the liver a little bit. And then we have your small intestine, which then turns into your large intestine. And then there's your rectum and your anus at the end. Okay? So there's what we call the alimentary canal. And in theory, the whole thing can be removed as one tube from start to finish, right? Just to go back here, I just wanted to see if there was anything there I missed. Yeah, the accessory organs there, the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder, which I think I hit for like a half a second. Just talking about the alimentary canal, there are 4 layers all the way from rooter to tutor. Okay, you've got the mucosa layer, you've got what's called the submucosal layer, and where I really want to focus, there's the whole idea of smooth muscle. We don't have any control. Once we eat that banana and we chew that banana, like I am chewing that banana, I'm doing it. That's skeletal muscle. But as soon as that banana slides over my epiglottis and then down my esophagus, it's bye-bye. I have no more control over it. Now the smooth muscle starts to take over. You get that peristalsis, okay? And I just wanted to show you that the peristalsis, there's a muscle layer in the alimentary canal, and it's muscle, and it's involved in this purpose for peristaltic action, okay? That's what I'm interested in right there. The regions of the stomach. Hi, Shire. Boy, you're bothering me there today, aren't you? Wow. And you show everybody here? Wow. All right. That's got it. Okay, go. I gotta go. All right, I love you. That was awesome, man. Thank you.
And look, it sounds like busted out.
All right. Show me later. I love you. Okay. There's different parts of the stomach here. I'm not really too interested in. There's the main body. Whew. And you see that there's actually a part that goes up. Okay, we call this there the fundus. Okay, down here we call this there the pylorus. And what's interesting there to note is that sphincter. This is basically a ring of muscle. And you have, they call this there the lower esophageal sphincter. I call it there the cardiac sphincter. Down here you have what's called the pyloric sphincter. So your banana comes in here, plop, and you see these rugae. You see these kind of creases in here, right? Because if the stomach was just an empty plastic bag with no traction on the middle, the stomach would move, but the contents would just stay the same. So the stomach has got to move. It's moving there with this the not skeletal muscle, but the what am I thinking of here? The muscle there that's involved in here, and it's moving, and that's what we need because you've got to mix that food around. That's how chemical breakdown works. You got the hydrochloric acid in there. If you mix it all around, shake it all about, there you go. Now what happens is this food dissolves in this hydrochloric acid mixture, okay? Because these rugae, they're basically like tire treads. They give the stomach traction, okay, to move that food around, to push that food around. And once the food is ready to go, it's very acidic. It gets squirted in here, and here is what we call your duodenum, okay? And this is the start of your small intestine, and this is the whole start of the digestion process, okay? Now, this is very acidic, okay? And the the stomach can handle the acidity, okay? And again, I'm showing this to you guys more for, for your own general knowledge here. You'll see that, look at the surface area of the stomach. Okay, it's what the body does. I've said this there time and time again. The body is masters at creating surface area where there shouldn't be any. Okay, and you'll see there that you've got these cells. There's parietal cells. These guys here actually make hydrochloric acid. That's their job. It's quite amazing that you have a human body cell that can make something very, very dangerous. Okay, you have chief cells. Okay, they make something there called pepsinogen. Not interested. Okay, but these guys here, they produce these digestive enzymes that help digest proteins in the presence of hydrochloric acid. So the whole idea there that the body is making hydrochloric acid to digest food, but it's also producing mucus, because that's the only way that the stomach can protect itself against the hydrochloric acid that it's making to digest the food. And so your stomach has these mucus cells, and it's producing this mucus, which is protecting the body from the hydrochloric acid, because it's a dangerous acid. And sometimes maybe there's a patch where there is no mucus. Now it's just stomach lining. That acid will eat right through there, and now you'll get what's called an ulcer. Very painful if you guys have ever had one. Okay, so you got mucus cells, parietal cells, chief cells there. So that's the stomach in a nutshell. Okay, the small intestine there, there's three parts there. There's your duodenum or duodenum, as they say, jejunum, and your ileum. Now, all I'm going to say right now is their functions. You know what I mean? You could break them all down individually and this and that. That's not the point. Most of our nutrients that are digested and reabsorption of nutrients for food purposes happens here in the small intestine. The large intestine doesn't necessarily deal with nutrients as far as food goes. Okay? Food reabsorption happens in the small intestines. Okay? Digestion, absorption, secretion of hormones and digestive enzymes, and just the whole thing there. You eat the food, it goes down to your stomach, it gets broken down, okay, and then goes into the small intestine. Okay, that is where it is absorbed, most of it. The walls of the small intestine and absorption, you guys remember villi and microvilli. We've spoken about them there before. Okay, and you'll see there that this is the lining of the small intestine. Now, if it was just flat, you wouldn't have much surface area. But what the small intestine does is you'll see these right here, okay, and these folding over, okay, and then you've got it again with these villi. See if I can zoom in on a zoom. So these are these villi here. So now you basically got the same thing, but amplified by 1,000 right here, right? And then if you could zoom in on these again, this is what you would get, these microvilli. So each one of these guys right here is one of these guys. And have a look. There you've got your oxygenated blood, you've got your deoxygenated blood, and you have your lymph. Okay? It's always in there, all three. Okay? And when we talk about these villi and these microvilli, all we're talking about is surface area. Because if the more surface area you have, that means the more ability to contact or be in contact with whatever you're looking for. Okay? And that's what's going on there. So that's in the small intestine there. The villi folds increase area for absorption. Inside composed of capillaries and lacteals there from the lymph. Okay, lymph system. The end products of digestion delivered. So what happens is the food that you just ate, that banana that you just ate, is now gone through your stomach and it's now in your small intestine. Your body has broken it down into its individual pieces, so now it can absorb what it wants to and let go what it doesn't want. Welcome to the body. I love it. So now that banana, pieces of it are floating on by and it gets absorbed right in through here and goes right through, right into your bloodstream, and it is on a roller coaster ride, not to your heart eventually, but it's going right to the liver. Alcohol, if you drink alcohol on an empty stomach, okay, can be quite dangerous actually, because the alcohol, which has no inhibitors to stop it or slow it down, just goes right through your system and it'll be absorbed and goes right to the liver where it's processed. And that's why people who drink a lot of alcohol, they tend to have a fatty liver. They tend to have these nodules in your liver because constantly breaking down alcohol becomes really bad there for the liver and can destroy it after years of bad use. Okay, so villi, microvilli, the waves, the peristalsis. That's what I want you guys to remember there from this one. And this one here, the hepatic portal vein. This one here goes right from the small intestine right to the liver. So there's kind of this little system that anything that gets reabsorbed by the small intestine, zoom, goes right to the liver for inspection. Basically, that's what it is. Large intestine. Okay. This one here is not the same as the small intestine. The small intestine is more for food reabsorption. Okay. The large intestine, okay, absorption of water and electrolytes. Okay. This is where you'll see a lot of your natural flora, bacteria, natural bacteria that we need that helps in the digestion process. Okay. Synthesis of vitamins there by intestinal bacteria. Okay, so we like this bacteria in here because it helps us digest. Okay, and further extract vitamins that we normally couldn't get. Okay, temporary storage of waste. It's more for you look down here for the rectum there. It's more for compaction. What a lot of the water removal will happen here. Okay, so to turn feces into feces, okay, it needs to be compacted and dehydrated, stored right here, and there we go. Okay, you will notice there that there is the ascending colon. So this is connecting there to the small intestine. Okay, you have your ascending colon, which goes up, transverse colon goes across, and then you have your descending colon. Okay, with your rectum and your anus right here. Okay. It's good. The liver, the hepatic portal system, I just kind of spoke about as much of it as I wanted to. I don't really want to talk about it anymore because, you know, oh, is it important? Yeah. Do I want to go into detail? Yeah. Am I going to go into detail? No. All right. So what I want you guys to know about the hepatic portal system is that when food is digested there in the small intestine, just like there's a little highway there, that is only for the small intestine and the liver. And it's called your hepatic portal vein. Okay? And then once this blood, one of the nutrients in the blood gets processed there by the liver, now this from the liver, then it goes to your vena cava and up to your heart and back into circulation. Okay? But not until it gets processed by the liver. All right, urinary. Basically on the last one here. The urinary system, as small and insignificant as it appears, yeah, they're all important. And you know what? You can say one organ system is more important than the other. Like skin. Nobody says skin is the most important. But try living without your skin. Yeah, good luck. So they're all important. They all work together. And the organs of excretion. Okay, you got the kidneys. Skin, we've talked about that there. Okay, the lungs, there's another way for things to escape the body. Like the whole principle there of a breathalyzer when a police officer pulls you over suspected of drinking alcohol or something like that, because the alcohol is being released in your dispensed air. Okay, intestines as well. You'll see there that you have two kidneys, and you'll notice there that, remember, this is the right side, this is the left side. You'll notice there your right kidney is a little less, okay? It's a little lower. Your left kidney here is a little higher. Your right kidney here is a little lower, okay? And you'll see here that there's your lower aorta coming all the way down, okay? And then you got your vena cava coming up here, and you'll see that these guys here are tapped right in. All right, and we'll show you guys more when we do a little bit of a blow up here. You have your ureter. Okay, these are these tubes that connect the kidneys down to the bladder. You have one ureter for each kidney, connects on either side of the bladder. And you have your bladder. And then down at the end there, you'll have the urethra, okay? And that just expels there the urine there to the outside. So, let's have a look. There's a movie there you guys can watch. It's actually a good movie. It goes into way too much detail there for the kidney. But hey, watch it. I'm not going to test you on it. But I'm more interested in a general understanding, right? So, if you can go back in here, if I can zoom in, you'll see there that major blood supplies. And you will remember there that slide there when where is your blood when you're at rest? Where is your blood when you are, doing exercise? When you're at rest, I think it's like 20% of your blood is locked up with the kidneys. Oh yeah, the kidneys. They are monsters in the organ world. There isn't too much that they don't do. You'll have a look here. The blood, okay, comes in and it goes right up to the top. And I'm not going to go into any crazy detail right here, but you'll see there that there's different sections within a kidney. Like kidneys, they're not that big at all, but within them there's these different sections. And you'll have your renal cortex, all right, which is this section in here. And then you have these guys here, which are called your pyramids. And they're very different sections, and they do very different things. And you'll see the blood will come in and go right out to the outside edge. So it's in the cortex, and then it filters through this. And these pyramids here, and what comes through is your urine. Okay? And so the urine comes down here and then goes to the bladder. But all this blood that was just filtered, what's going on here? Well, it gets filtered and then moves on and then goes out again. So your blood is tumbling there through your veins and arteries and all that. Does it get filtered every time it goes through your body? No. But what happens is eventually, during the course of a day, your kidney will filter a lot. But my question is, how much do we pee in a day? We'll get back to that there. I have a slide. You guys can see here, there's lots going on. Okay, you have your abdominal aorta. Here's your inferior vena cava. And the blood comes in, okay, comes in there through the renal artery, goes right up to the top to the cortex, gets filtered on through, and the urine comes down here and goes down your ureter. The blood goes back in, and it's just normal blood. Now, how the kidneys work. I told you there earlier that they are the big boss. They command blood pressure, and they do. Because the kidneys need pressure to clean the blood. And that's what they do. When the blood comes in here, it's not a big deal. But when it comes in, all of a sudden, wham! It's hit with such pressure that the things that we want it to, all these things kind of fall out of solution. And they're collected. Okay? And then the blood goes on and back to the aorta and back to the heart and all that kind of stuff. And we've got all these filtrates, these things there that were whacked off when we subjected this blood to the massive pressure that's in the kidneys. Now, all of these things there, do they all go into the urine? No. Actually, very little goes into your urine. Okay? And a lot of these things will be reabsorbed later on by the kidney and put back into the blood at a later date. All right? So the kidneys filter a lot, but then they also put back a lot. And I'll show you this right here. The kidneys there, they regulate the blood volume and electrolytes. How do you regulate blood volume? Like, isn't there only 5 liters of blood? Well, you can make more blood by drinking more water. You can have less blood by not drinking water, right? Blood becomes more concentrated, these kinds of things, right? Yes, Shire?
Oh, I just a meat pie.
Okay, I'm almost done. I know, it's been a long class. I know, I'll be down soon. Poor kid, suffering, eh? These long lectures. They regulate acid-base, nitrogenous waste, so here we're talking pee, okay, ammonia-based stuff. They regulate blood pressure, and if it's crazy, if the kidneys feel that we need more blood, well, then they tell the bones to make more blood. Erythropoiesin, okay, and erythrocytes there, they make the blood, and the kidneys are in control of making blood. Filtrate the metabolic waste from the blood. They collect and excrete it, nitrogenous there as urine, okay, and regulation of red blood cell production, blood pressure, volume, electrolytes, And like, is there anything that our kidneys don't do? I wanted to show you for no other reason, just to show you what is the composition of urine. Well, you just have a look here. Okay, there's a lot of sodium and potassium, a little calcium, magnesium, lots of chloride, and okay, I like it. Glucose, which is sugar. And this is what I wanted to show you guys here, that healthy individuals will have 0 sugar in their blood and their urine. And like when you go to the doctor and you say I'm sick, and okay, the doctor says, okay, pee in a cup. And you think, what is peeing in a cup going to? Peeing in a cup will tell us everything, because it tells us, because these numbers here are pretty standard, and if anything other than these numbers pop up per se, comparatively speaking, we know that there's a problem. Okay, so 0 sugar in the blood. And if you have a look here, this is what I was alluding to there about 5 minutes ago. The kidneys are always busting it up. Okay, they're always working. And if you have a look, in a given day, the kidneys are processing 180 liters of fluid. Crazy. There's only 5 liters of blood in the body. You do the math. How many times is the blood being cleaned? Right? And the kidneys are pulling all these things out of the blood. But most of it is going back into the blood. So the kidneys are processing 180 liters of filtrate. But look how much we're making in urine a day. Not much. So 99% of the filtrate that's filtered from all goes back in. So the kidneys are awesome. They're the workhorses, and they filter all these things. They put them back as they need to. Okay? But depending upon the nature of the day, things can change from day to day. Okay? Yeah, last 2 slides and then you guys are done with me. The nervous system, okay, is just the other way the body talks to each other. There are sensory nerves, okay, that we sense the outside with. Okay, they're what we call integrative there. It's thinking, hypothesizing, creating. And then there's the whole motor function of the nerve where we do action. Okay, and all I'm looking there from there for the nervous system, even if I do ask you, I think there's one question. There is the central nervous system. Okay, and you'll see here, central nervous system, which is your brain and spinal cord. Okay, these are the big bananas, CNS. And then you have your PNS, which is what we call your peripheral nervous system. And these are all the nerves that are coming off of the CNS. Okay, so these are the nerves there that are acquiring information, interacting with the outside world, petting that cat, eating that sandwich, touching it, and all of this information is being relayed through the PNS, which eventually gets to the CNS, which then goes to the brain, and there we go. That is what I got. That is today's class. The PowerPoint there was updated. So you guys should have the same PowerPoint. The test today will open, I think, at 4 o'clock. Okay, the test is ready to go. It's just I've got my afternoon class there. The test, the quiz will be open for a week. It'll close next week, okay, at 9 o'clock, whereupon the test 2 will open. So you guys have a whole week to do this. There's no rush. I want you guys to get 100%, talk to each other. It's on the 4 PowerPoints there. I think it's 7, 8, 9, 10. The videos there. There was an issue there last week that somebody hasn't been able to access the videos. And we got that straightened out. So please let me know. I want you guys to have access to anything and everything there that we have. But other than that, I think we're in good standing. Questions? I think you guys have had enough of me. Okay, guys, that is it. I want you guys to have a great day. I'm going to stop recording right now. And